Hi Pile 1, welcome to your reading. In today's reading, we are going to be looking at who your soulmate is. We are first going to take a look at this person's personality. Then we will see how you will recognize who your soulmate is. We're going to look at what's going on in your life when you meet your soulmate. And we will be getting a message from your soulmate. We will also be pulling some cards from my deck here, which includes physical attributes, other personality traits, occupations, zodiac signs. So we're going to go ahead and get started for you. Pile number 1. And we are first going to take a look and see what this person's personality is like, your soulmate. For pile number 1, please, Spirit, what is pile number 1's soulmate's personality like, please? What is pile 1's soulmate's personality like? Okay, so we have the Queen of Roses, which is the Queen of Wands, the leader. So we have fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, so that could be in your soulmate's chart. Okay, bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Gems, the Nurturer. This is the Queen of Pentacles, so we have some Earth here as well, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So your person or your soulmate's personality, this person is very, very fiery, very passionate. This person feels very extroverted. This person feels like when they enter a room, everybody stops and stares at them. They command and demand attention, okay? Very much an extrovert. I like that this card says the leader at the bottom of the deck, because I definitely feel, not the bottom of the deck, the bottom of the card, because I definitely feel like your soulmate is a leader. This is someone who dances to the beat of their own drum. I feel like they're a trendsetter. This person could also be, I'm hearing, pretty into fashion. Okay, so if they are into fashion, I feel like this is someone who sets the trends, they're very creative. They like to try new things, and they don't conform to societal expectations. I feel like they're very much I'm going to do what I want because I want to, and I don't care what anyone has to say. So yeah, this person is very, very much in their power with this Queen of Roses. I also feel like this is someone who's very physically, conventionally attractive. So this is someone who gets a lot of attention from other people. I'm also being told that this person could have a pretty large following on social media. For some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, this person might have a large following on social media because they're so attractive and they're so different. They might be a little bit eccentric for some of you as well, but there's something so captivating about this person that really draws other people in, because even though they don't conform to societal expectations, they're still so popular, and I think that's what makes them popular, is the fact that they're different and they own that, And for some of you, this person isn't super duper eccentric, but I am just getting that energy that this person does have some quirks about them, but it makes them 10 times more attractive. And I do feel like this is someone that probably has a lot of people trying to get their attention all the time. This person feels very energetic. I do feel like they're probably quite talkative as well. They love to talk, they love to conversate. But yeah, they're very energetic. I feel like this is someone who loves to go out and have fun. But also at the same time, with this Queen of Gems, this Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, there's also this laid back side to this person as well. So I feel like most of the time they do show up in this Queen of Wands energy of very just go, excited and just ready to take on the day. But there's also this part of them that is really chill and laid back. And I think that they have a good balance between wanting to go out and have fun and just wanting to sit back and relax at home and be a homebody for a little bit. I feel like this is someone who people would probably look at this person as being maybe a playboy or a playgirl, because they're so attractive and they have all of these eyes on them, and so many people want this person. But in reality, this person is wanting to settle down, and I think that might shock a lot of people because of just how they look. I definitely think that the vibe that this person gives off, especially when it comes to romance, is kind of different from like what they actually want, because people expect this person to, you know, like I said, be a playboy or be a playgirl, when in reality they just want their one person that they can love on and nurture and give their all to with this Queen of Pentacles. This person is very, very sweet. I was picking up on that energy as well when I was looking at your image that you chose with the lollipops, and it makes me think that this person is just really, really sweet. They're a very sweet person, very kind person. I also do feel like this person, especially when it comes to their loved ones, can be very protective, and I do kind of feel like if they were ever to get into an argument or a disagreement with someone that tried to disrespect their partner or a loved one or even themselves, this person can get really fired up. I see that this person can definitely have a little bit of anger when it comes to protecting themselves and protecting their loved ones as well. I don't feel like they show up in an angry way within their loving connections, but they're just very protective over their loved ones. So like when the two of you do come into union and the two of you are together, they're going to be very protective of you. And I feel like if anyone tried to do anything to harm you, this person is going to have your back 110%. And I do feel like they can kind of fly off the handle a little bit. But it's just because they have that fiery nature within them, you know? They're not afraid to speak their mind. They're not afraid to stick up for themselves or the people that they love and the people that they care about. And they're going to do what it takes to make sure, I'm hearing justice. They're going to do everything that it takes to make sure that justice is served. So I do feel like this is someone who's a very fair person. By that, I mean, like, they don't like injustices, you know? Like, they like everyone to be treated equally, and they like truth and honesty and integrity. So yeah, and that honestly kind of shocks people sometimes, because once again, this person does give off that vibe of like, just based on how they physically look, like people just assume that this person is like a playboy, playgirl type, and they just assume that this person really only cares about themselves sometimes. But when you actually know this person, you'll see it's very much the opposite. This person is very much like a selfless, giving person. Just because they look good doesn't mean that they're like self-absorbed or anything, but people do kind of think that when they just look at this person and they don't actually know them. But this person is very selfless, very loving, very nurturing, very kind, very sweet, compassionate person. But yeah, they definitely have a lot of energy. I feel they're very creative. I feel like this person likes to be outside for some reason, and I'm specifically being shown the desert. This person may come from like an area where there's a lot of desert, or it's like really, really hot, I'm hearing for some of you. But I do feel like they like to spend a lot of time outside. Like they like to be outdoors. They like to move their body. So they like to exercise. They like to, you know, get the blood flowing. This isn't like a couch potato, you know, nothing wrong with being a couch potato, because I definitely identify as a couch potato. But once again, this person does have a good balance between, you know, going and resting and relaxing and chilling as well with that Queen of Pentacles. So yeah, I want to go ahead and take a look and see how you'll recognize who this person is. For pile number pile number 1, Spirit, how will pile number 1 recognize their soulmate, please? How will pile 1 recognize their soulmate? Okay, so we have the Hanged Man with attitude. Okay, the Hanged Man. This is very interesting. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Wands, or the Ace of Roses, with passion. So you're definitely going to be very physically attracted to this person when you first meet. Like, there's no doubt about that. I mean, like I said, this person is very physically, conventionally attractive. So I do see with that Ace of Roses, you're going to see this person and you're going to be like, woof, that person is fine. Like, you're going to immediately just be very physically attracted to this person when you first lay your eyes on them, okay? No doubt about that. And I feel like, you know, how I was saying how this person, because of how they physically look, people kind of automatically think that this person is a certain way. Like, you might look at this person and think, oh, that person's going to break my heart. Like, this is the type of person that would break my heart. I feel like you're going to think that when you first meet them, when you first see them, you're going to think, oh yeah, this person, just based on how they look, they mean trouble, you know? And obviously that's not the case at all. And what I'm seeing with the Hanged Man here is a shift in how you view this person. There's going to be a significant shift in how you view this person, because you're going to initially see them just for how they physically look. And once you start to get to know them, once you start talking to them, I'm hearing in that first initial conversation, you will have a change in perspective of how you're looking at this person just from the very first conversation that you have with this person, okay? Because once again, I feel like people look at this person and they think, oh, they're self-absorbed. Oh, they're, you know, they mean trouble. Like there can't be anything good that comes from this person just because of how they look, you know? And so once you actually start talking to this person, you're going to realize that this person is really, really kind, really sweet, really down to earth. And that honestly might take you by surprise a little bit. So yeah, that's how one way you'll recognize your soulmate is your shift in perspective, a shift in how you view them, just based on that first initial conversation, okay? Also, I was kind of getting the message here with the Hanged Man that for some of you, it could be that you meet your soulmate and then there might be like a little bit of a pause in the connection here where maybe you're not really talking as much with them or you haven't seen them in a while. Like there's some sort of a pause or some sort of a break that may happen in the beginning of the relationship here. It could be because of distance or something like that, or work or responsibilities. It's nothing bad, but I do feel like for some of you, there is this message coming through that like you'll meet your soulmate, you'll be very attracted to them. You'll have that first conversation with them, and then things kind of just fizzle out for a little bit, and then the two of you kind of reconnect, and then things really start to kick off from there. But yeah, you will have a shift in perspective towards this person once you really start talking to them. You're going to see that this person is more than just how they look and how they present themselves. This person is more than just, you know, their physical features. Like there's more to this person. And I think that might take you by surprise a little bit. And honestly, I'm getting the message as well that you're going to kind of be swooped off your feet once you start talking to them. I feel like you're already going to be very physically like into them, but once you start talking to them, like you're fully going to be swept off your feet with the way this imagery is here. The way this person is like just hanging from the ankle, like they've just kind of been swooped off of their feet here. So yeah, you're going to be swooped off your feet when you first start talking to this person. And that will definitely, I feel like, take you by surprise. Pile number two. Why do I want to call you pile number two? Pile number one. My goodness. Yeah, you're going to be swept off your feet. And I think it's going to be this person's personality that really draws you in, because they're going to be so sweet and so kind and so genuine and down to earth. And it's like, how are you the full package? I'm hearing like some of you will literally ask yourselves this, like, how is this person the full package? They're so attractive, so vibrant, and they have a good personality. Like, it's just kind of crazy, you know? So now I want to take a look and see what's going to be going on in your life when you meet your soulmate. For pile number one, please, Spirit, pile number one, what will be going on in pile one's life when they meet their soulmate, please? What will be going on in pile one's life? All right, so we have the Princess of Roses, which is the Page of Wands, the Adventurer. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Fool with Trust. You're going to be doing something new when you meet this person, okay? You're going to be going on some new adventure, doing something new, trying something new when you meet this person, okay? You could be traveling with this Page of Wands energy here. You could be traveling, but you're going to be doing something new that's really, really exciting. You could be doing something that's quite creative or something that you're very passionate about. But I just see you're going to be at the very beginning stages of a new adventure, a new cycle, a new beginning in your life, okay? with the full energy being here at the bottom of the deck, this is kind of like a leap of faith. You're going to be doing something that requires a leap of faith that feels quite risky, and you're kind of just having to trust trust where you're being led, trust in the universe, trust that, you know, after taking this leap, you're going to be caught by the universe. So I kind of get the sense that whatever you're going to be doing, this new adventure, this new start, this new path in your life, is going to be equal parts scary and exciting. I feel like mostly, though, you're going to feel very excited and passionate and fired up about this new journey that you're going to be going on. Some of you could be moving, okay, when you meet this person, like you would have just moved to a new location, for example, and then you run into this person. Some of you, this could be a new job and you meet this person after you start a new job. Or even like school or something like that. It's going to be something that you're excited about, though. Something that you're really excited about that feels a little bit risky. So it kind of just feels like all of this new energy, this new exciting energy is coming into your life when you meet this person. I feel like you're kind of preoccupied, if I'm being honest, with other things going on in your life because you're trying to, I guess, settle down or put roots in this new path that you're on. I don't even think you're necessarily going to be looking for love at the time you meet your soulmate, but they kind of just show up and pop up as a happy surprise. But I do feel like your attention is going to be on your journey, this new path, this new project, this new endeavor that you're going on that, like I said, is equal parts scary and exciting. So you're going to be on the very beginning stages or in the very beginning stages of a new adventure in your life when you meet this person. That's very exciting, pile one. Very exciting here. So I want to get one more tarot card here. We're going to get a message from your soulmate, and then we will be pulling, I think I'm going to pull one of these oracle cards as well for you as a message from your guides or your soulmate's higher self regarding this connection, and then we're going to get into the physical attributes. So for pile number one, please, Spirit, pile number one, what does pile one's soulmate want pile one to know at this time? What message does their soulmate have for pile one, please? What message? So we have strength with understanding. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Wings, which is the Three of Swords with sorrow. Excuse me. Okay, so what I'm seeing here with this Three of Wings energy, many of you could be going through a pretty difficult time right now, okay, in some area of your life. Some of you could have been recently going through a breakup, for example, or you're likely going through something that's just causing you a lot of pain, or there's kind of pain that you're navigating through. If this is pain that happened in the past, this could be something that you're trying to navigate through at this time. Okay? And I see that your soulmate wants you to know that you have what it takes to make it through whatever this sorrow is for you, whatever this pain is for you. You have what it takes. You have the strength to move through this. Your soulmate wants you to know, or your soulmate wants to tell you to not give up, okay? I know sometimes it can be really hard when you're going through, the pain and the sorrow and the heartbreak. It's really hard to navigate through those emotions and through those energies, and it can really make you want to feel like you want to just kind of throw in the towel and give up. And your soulmate wants you to know that, first of all, they're out there. Okay, first of all, they want you to know that they're out there. So if you're someone who has been through a lot of relationships that have left you feeling sad, disappointed, heartbroken, your soulmate wants you to know that all of those heartbreaks and all of those relationships that ended are just helping you get one step closer to this soulmate connection, okay? And the biggest message here that I'm getting is to not give up with the Strength card, okay? To not give up and to know that this is coming, to know that this union is coming, okay? Yeah. Okay, we also have Leo energy here as well with the Strength card. But I feel like your soulmate wants you to have confidence that this relationship is coming, that your soulmate is definitely out there, and the two of you will come into union. Okay? The two of you will come into union. Okay, so I'm going to pull one of these oracle cards for you, pile 1, and then we'll get into our homemade deck. So what does pile 1 need to know about their soulmate, please, Spirit? What does pile 1 need to know about their soulmate? What message do you have for pile 1? All right, so we have 2 cards here. The first card, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Okay, this could be talking about this Page of Wands energy, where you're going to be starting a new adventure in your life. You're going to be pursuing something new in your life. There may be some hesitation here, but I feel like, you know, by you taking this leap of faith and taking this risk on something, this is what is actually going to align you with meeting your soulmate. And I feel like Spirit wants you to know that, like, deep in your heart, you know what you need to do. That's going to put you in alignment with your soulmate. For some of you, it could be that, you know, maybe you're in a relationship or in a connection or a situationship that you know is not right for you. And maybe, you know, it's time to cut this person off. It's time to walk away from this person for some of you. Take it how it resonates. But overall, the message here I'm seeing is that following your heart is what's going to lead you to your soulmate. And we also have manifesting miracles. Your dream is soon to become reality. Trust your heart and continue to follow its guidance. So we have 2 messages here about following your heart. Following your heart is what's going to lead you to your dreams becoming a reality here. Following your heart is what's going to lead you to your soulmate, to meeting your soulmate. So don't be afraid to follow your heart. Don't be afraid to take risks, okay? So I want to go ahead and get into our deck here, and we're going to get hopefully some physical attributes or other personality traits, and we'll see more information about who your soulmate is. For pile number 1, please, Spirit, pile number 1. Who is pile 1's soulmate, please? Who is pile 1's soulmate? We have street smart. Okay, this person might be quite street smart. Where do I want to put this? Put it right here. This person might be quite street smart. All right. I feel like, once again, how I was saying, like, this person, they're not afraid to, like, stick up for themselves or stick up for their loved ones. If, like, a random person on the street is behaving in a certain way or speaking in a certain way, this person is not afraid to, like, cuss that person out. I'm not even gonna lie, like, they're not afraid to do that. This person has some street smarts about them. They just know how to handle people, you know? They know how to handle people. Let's see, pile 1 soulmate, please, Spirit. Who's pile 1 soulmate? What can you tell us about who their soulmate is? All right, but we also have book smart. All right, this person, like I was saying, there's a duality about this person. I feel like this is that Queen of Wands energy and then that Queen of Pentacles energy. This person is both street smart and book smart. All right, that's nice. All right, we also have average body. So this person has an average body. So they're not, like, super skinny. They're also not, like, super muscular. Like, they're just kind of in the middle. Oh, okay. So we'll take this top one. We have respectful. Oops. Respectful. This person is respectful. Yeah, I definitely feel like that. Unless someone's being disrespectful to them, then they're going to match their energy. But, like, naturally, this person is respectful with everyone that they come in contact with. Okay. What else for pile 1? Who's pile 1's soulmate? What can you tell us? Who's pile 1's soulmate, please? All right, so we have triangle face. This person could have a triangle shaped face. I'm going to move these up here. We'll get a few more. Who is pile 1's soulmate, please, Spirit? We have blonde hair. This person could have blonde hair. Who is pile 1's soulmate? Or they could have like naturally blonde hair, I'm being told, but they might dye it. We have needs validation. Okay. Needs validation. What I'm getting with this is this needs validation is really about like in an emotional sense. Like they like to know their partner's I guess they need to know if they're meeting their partner's emotional needs. This is less about like physically needing validation and more like emotionally. Like they want to know if they're meeting their partner's emotional needs, and they like to have that verbal communication. We have chaser. So this person's going to chase you. They're going to pursue you. Okay, let's get one more. Who's pile 1 soulmate, please? One more for pile 1. Who's pile 1 soulmate? Spirit. All right, yeah, look at that. We have comforting, nurturing. Yeah, that's that Queen of Pentacles energy. So yeah, once again, that Queen of Pentacles energy, this person's very loving, very caring, comforting, nurturing. I feel like this person gives good hugs as well. Pile 1. At the bottom of the deck, we do have oval face. So this person could have an oval face shape as well. All right, so pile 1, that is all I have for you today. I want to thank you so much for being here with me today, for clicking on this video and watching it to the end. If you enjoyed the reading, please be sure to drop a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye! Hi pile 2, welcome to your reading. In today's reading, we are going to be looking at who your soulmate is. We are first going to take a look and see your soulmate's personality. Then we're going to see how you will recognize your soulmate. Then we're going to look at what's going to be going on in your life when you meet your soulmate. And then we will be pulling a message from your soulmate that they want you to know right now. And at the very end of your reading, we are going to be pulling some attributes from my deck here. This will include personality traits, physical traits, potential zodiac signs, occupations. So we are going to go ahead and get started by first seeing what your soulmate, I almost said future spouse, what your soulmate's personality is like. For pile number 2, please, Spirit, pile number 2, what is pile 2's soulmate personality like, please? What is pile 2's soulmate's personality like, please? Pile 2. Okay, so we have the 5 of Roses, which is the 5 of Wands with competition. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Devil with seduction. All right. So I'm hearing that your soulmate is someone who can get like easily wrapped up in something, usually involving competition with this 5 of Roses here. This person does feel, I mean, quite literally very competitive, but sometimes it can be to a point where it's obsessive with the Devil energy here. I kind of feel like your soulmate is the type of person to get like really hyper fixated on something, and they will stop at nothing to achieve their goal. Okay, and this can be at times a good thing, but also at other times can create some challenges with the Devil energy. Also, we do have fire energy here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and Capricorn with the Devil, so that could be in their chart somewhere. But I feel like with this Devil energy coming through at the bottom of the deck, this is someone who can get like kind of obsessive over their goals or something that they're trying to achieve, something that requires them to be pretty competitive with this Five of Wands. But at the same time, I feel like this is someone who is very much, you know, a go-getter. This is someone that doesn't give up easily. This is someone who is going to keep pushing and striving until they get what they want. You know, like I said, it's sometimes that can lead to maybe destructive behaviors. Like, I feel like this is someone who can really push themselves past their limit sometimes, and I feel like sometimes they don't know when it's time to pull back or when it's time to just relax and chill with that Devil energy. That might be something that you will be really like helpful for this person to kind of reel them back in and encourage them to take a step back when they're kind of overexerting themselves, because I feel like sometimes they just get so sucked into whatever they're trying to achieve that they almost forget to take care of themselves in a way. So I do feel like this is someone who's also a very like hard worker. This person is always striving for more. And yeah, I think that this person just sometimes gets so wrapped up in whatever they're trying to achieve that they neglect themselves, you know? And with this Devil energy, you know, the Devil can speak of like having bad habits or destructive patterns of behavior. And I feel like their biggest thing is just not knowing when to stop sometimes, not knowing when to take a step back, not knowing when to take a break, because this person is constantly striving, constantly trying to achieve more in their life. I feel like this person may have had a childhood or an upbringing that wasn't really the best. I'm hearing that for some of you, this person, they come from like poverty, so they didn't really have a whole lot growing up. And I think because of their upbringing, that kind of turned them into this, you know, go-getter, this person that's always wanting to grow, wanting to strive, wanting to do better, which isn't a bad thing. But sometimes it gets to a point where it's like, okay, you need to like relax, you need to chill, you need to just, you know, take a step back, because you're burning yourself out, you know? But it's because I think this person, even though they might be in a good place now financially, like they might be in a pretty secure place now, I think that their inner child is always kind of in that space that they were in when they were younger. You know, their inner child is always kind of feeling that lack or that lack of security or stability. And I think sometimes their inner child is what drives them, but it drives them to a point that burns them out, is what I'm feeling. But I do feel like this is someone who, like, they're not a bad person at all with that Devil energy. I don't want you to get scared by that Devil energy. I just think that this person has been through their fair share of trials and tribulations, and that's kind of their driving force. But sometimes they forget to, you know, like I said, take a step back. They can get really sucked into whatever they're doing or trying to achieve here. I also think that your soulmate could potentially have a tendency to do certain things that maybe they shouldn't do as a way to try and like reach a goal or beat out the competition in some way. We, under the Devil, we do have the Seven of Wings, which is the Seven of Swords, opposition. And the Seven of Swords can really speak of, you know, deception or being sneaky or something like that. So when it comes to like this person's goals, especially within career, I feel like this person may have had a tendency to I'm hearing, what am I hearing, Spirit? This person had a tendency to, it's not like they just like outright lied, but they did over exaggerate things, I feel. Or they really like hyped themselves up to be more than what they were, to try and beat out the competition or to try and reach a certain position or a certain goal. I feel like in the past, this person had a tendency to do that. Okay. Yeah, with that Devil energy, like they had a tendency to over exaggerate their abilities or their capabilities. But if I'm being honest, like the vibe that I'm getting it's not significant, because the example spirit is showing me is how Robert Pattinson, the actor, he expressed how in like his early acting days, when he would go on auditions, he would tell them, like, the people that were doing the casting, he would tell them like, oh yeah, I've worked on this project, I've done this, and he hadn't done any of that. He hadn't done any of that, but he was just saying that to try and get his foot in the door. It's kind of like that. Like, it's really harmless, because I do feel like this person still has the capabilities or the talents or the knowledge that they need to get to where they want to be in life. But maybe just trying to get their foot in the door, they had to kind of over exaggerate things, or, you know, just to try and get people to give them a chance. Yeah, I do feel like this is someone who's had to work really hard for everything that they have. They've had to kind of beat out the competition, and it wasn't easy. You know, it wasn't easy. This person feels like they've been in survival mode, and I think when you meet them, they might still be in survival mode. And I think it's kind of like all consuming sometimes with this person, because they never want to feel that lack of security or stability again, you know? So this person, like, they will stop at nothing to get what they want, to get where they need to be in life. Pile number 2. So I want to go ahead and get into how you'll recognize who this person is. For pile number 2, please, Spirit. Pile number 2. This person may even have in the past struggled with like substance abuse in some way. Once again, I don't feel like it's anything significant. I think that maybe this person would, like, you know, just drink a little bit more than they should or something like that. But I don't feel like it's anything too significant. Okay. Let's see. For pile number 2, how will pile 2 recognize their soulmate, please, Spirit? How will pile 2 recognize their soulmate, please? So we have the Ace of Roses, which is the Ace of Wands with passion. And we have the Two of Wings, which is the Two of Swords with balance. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Swords, Seven of Wings with opposition. All right. I kind of feel like when you meet this person, there's more than meets the eye with this person, okay? First of all, I feel like you're going to be very physically drawn to this person, attracted to this person with this Ace of Roses, okay? This is like, as soon as you lay eyes on this person, you're going to like find them very physically attractive. You're going to, you know, you're going to feel the butterflies when you first look at this person. With the Two of Swords, though, there is an energy of like, there's a little bit of confusion. And with the Seven of Swords, the message that I'm getting is like there's more than meets the eye with this person. It almost kind of feels like this person isn't giving you much, or you feel like this person is hiding something, or this person isn't being completely honest about something when you first meet them. There's a energy of confusion here. A confusion maybe about, you know, how this person views you, like if they find you physically attractive as well, or like are they into you in that way, or are they just being friendly? There's more than meets the eye with this person when you meet them, and that's kind of how you're going to feel. You're going to feel very drawn to them, but you're going to be like, are they drawn to me as well? I think that you're going to initially feel like there is a spark between the two of you. Like intuitively, I think you're going to feel like this person is drawn to you as well, but I don't think that they're going to let that be known when the two of you first meet, okay? You're going to feel a little bit confused, a little bit in the dark. You're going to feel like this person is kind of hiding something. You may feel like they're kind of hiding their true feelings or hiding their true attraction to you when you first meet. And it could be because this person, like I said, I feel like they're very career driven. They're very focused on their goals. So that might be part of the reason why they're not putting all their cards on the table when the two of you first meet. But there is this feeling of like, you feel like there's something that this person isn't saying or this person isn't showing. You feel like there's more than meets the eye with this person. You feel like this person is deeper than what they kind of portray when the two of you first meet. You know, and like I said, I feel like this could really have to do with this person's attraction towards you, their feelings towards you. You intuitively feel like this person is drawn to you as well, and that they are kind of reciprocating this passionate energy, but they're not showing it, you know? And it might kind of put you in your head a little bit, like, I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. You might feel like you're being a little bit delusional about this person when the two of you first meet or when the two of you first start getting to know each other. But this person is hiding. This person is hiding their true feelings or attraction, at the very least, in the very beginning stages here. And I think you're going to pick up on that, but it's also going to make you feel very confused as well. There's also this feeling with balance that the two of you complement each other really well. There might be something kind of similar about the two of you, like you might share the same style of dress, or you might have the same hair color, eye color. There might just be something that's similar between the two of you that I think also really kind of piques your interest in this person, but you're also going to, like I said, feel a little bit confused about where this person stands and how they feel in the very beginning stages. But at the same time, like, you know that this person feels deeper towards you. They're just not showing it, or they're not telling you verbally outright in the very beginning, but you feel it, you pick up on it. So I want to go ahead and see what will be going on in your life when you meet your soulmates. What will be going on in pile number 2's life when they meet their soulmate, please, Spirit? What will be going on in pile 2's life when you meet their soulmate? All right, so we have the moon with fear, and we have the 7 of shells, which is the 7 of cups with illusion. Wow. Okay, very interesting, because the moon can also speak of illusion. So the moon is Pisces energy, okay? So I feel like what's going to be going on in your life, you're going to kind of be in this period of confusion in your life. I feel like you're not going to have a whole lot of direction about where your life is headed at the time that you meet this person. Some of you may currently be in this energy, and I mean, that can indicate that you're going to be meeting this person very soon if you haven't already. But the energy that you're going to be in is one of uncertainty. You're going to be in this time period of your life where you're kind of daydreaming and weighing all your options about where you want your life to go, what you want to do next, what you want to bring into your life. You're just kind of in this period of possibly even solitude, spending a lot of time internally. I feel like most of your focus is going to be on your internal world rather than your external. You're kind of just sitting there daydreaming, imagining, fantasizing about all the ways in which your life could go, about all of the things that you could potentially do, or you're kind of just in that energy. And with fear being here, you know, I kind of looking at this together, we have fear and illusion. So you might honestly be in an energy of feeling pretty scared about where your future is headed because of the uncertainty. But Spirit is saying, you know, the fear is all an illusion, okay? I feel like you're going to be just in that space of the in-between, if you will. You know, in between the past and the future, and you're kind of just in this energy of like, I don't know what's happening, I don't know where I'm headed, I'm a little bit scared because I can't see what's right in front of me. Like, there's just that feeling. But we do have the Ace of Wands, triumph, underneath the deck, with the 6 of Wands, with victory, triumph and victory here. So it's almost like you're kind of on the precipice of something of like some fresh start or fresh beginning in your life that you can't yet see, but you're a little bit fearful about this. But Spirit is saying the fear is an illusion, because you have this triumph and this victory that's going to be like right around the corner, but you can't really see it just yet when you meet this person. You're kind of just in the dark, you know, and daydreaming, trying to understand, trying to make sense of your journey, your life journey, and where you're headed next and what to do next. And then this person comes into your life. And I think this person coming into your life will kind of, I think, help bring you out of this energy of confusion. Even though I feel like when you meet this person, you're going to be a little bit confused about how they feel about you. I think in other aspects of your life, this soulmate connection is going to kind of help bring you out of this time period of your life of feeling confused, of feeling uncertain, of feeling fearful of the future. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and get a message from your soulmate that they want you to know at this time. For pile number 2. Also, I'm hearing, if you're watching this when I'm uploading, Pisces season, this upcoming Pisces season could be significant, okay? Could be significant for you meeting this person. What message does pile 2 soulmate have for pile 2, please? What message does pile 2 soulmate have for pile 2? What do they want pile 2 to know, please? All right, so we have the Prince of Wings, which is the Knight of Wands, the Challenger, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Roses, which is the 10 of Wands, stress. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like for some of you, you're already in this moon energy of feeling very uncertain and confused, and you're trying to make sense of things, but things are just kind of hidden. And, you know, with the moon energy, this is sometimes the universe, the divine, deliberately hiding things from us. And it's very frustrating at times, but sometimes it's for our own good. Anyways, the message that your soulmate wants to give to you at this time, the Knight of Swords, the Challenger, and the 10 of Wands. So a lot of you could be feeling this energy of the 10 of Wands, feeling very stressed, feeling very weighed down, feeling like you have a lot of burden to carry, a lot of responsibility. There is this overall sense of feeling very just heavy, right? And it could be because of this darkness that you're in. For some of you, you know, that confusion, that uncertainty, that fear of what's going to happen in the future could be really stressing you out, could be really weighing you down. And with the Knight of Swords coming through, your soulmate wants you to know that you have what it takes to break through this time period. You have what it takes to keep moving forward. I feel like also your future, not your future spouse, goodness gracious, you could end up marrying this person, since that keeps wanting to come out of my mouth. Your soulmate wants you to know that you have what it takes to push through any kind of fear, anxiety, self-limiting beliefs, anything that's weighing you down in a negative way. You have what it takes to push through that energy with the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is a go-getter. This is someone who takes action on the things that they want to take action on, and they don't look back, you know? So if there's something that you're wanting to do or something that you're wanting to pursue, and maybe the thought of it kind of stresses you out, your soulmate wants you to just do it, just try it, just, you know, keep moving forward, okay? Because I feel like your soulmate is definitely a go-getter, and they want to encourage you to be the same, okay? So don't let the uncertainty of life, the stress and the anxiety about the future keep you tied down. Keep moving forward, keep progressing in your life, keep reaching your goals, keep striving for more, keep striving for better. You know, your soulmate wants you to just try. They just want you to try, because if you If there's something that you're wanting to try or do, but maybe you get stuck in analysis paralysis, for example, your soulmate wants you to try and break out of that, because it causes you to take on the emotions of fear and anxiety rather than optimism, and that's something that's going to keep you stuck and stagnant. So your soulmate wants you to be more of a go-getter, someone who's going to take action towards their goals, and challenge the energy of fear, challenge the energy of stress, okay? Put your best foot forward is what your soulmate is saying. And also, I feel like if, you really do struggle with this of, combating those emotions of fear, anxiety, stress, overthinking, I think that your soulmate wants you to know that they're going to help you with that when the two of you do come into union, okay? So I want to go ahead and get a oracle card here. This will be a message that you need to know either from your guides about your soulmate or from your soulmate directly. We're going to see what comes through. For pile number 2, please, Spirit, what does pile 2 need to know regarding their soulmate, please? What does pile 2 need to know regarding their soulmate, or what does their soulmate want them to know? So we have this card here, and it says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Okay. So I feel like this is a message, honestly, from your soulmate. I feel like your soulmate is the type of person who really values like having their own space at times. That doesn't mean that they don't enjoy closeness, because I do see that with this card, they definitely enjoy, physical intimacy and being close to their partner, close to their loved one. But I also feel like your soulmate wants you to know that they also value having their alone time. They also value having their space as well. There's a duality with this person. You might also be the same way, is what I'm being told. Like, you like to have, your person close to you, but also you value having your alone time. If that's the case, then the two of you are definitely on the same page with that. But yeah, there's this feeling of like they want you to know that they're not the clingy type. They're not codependent or anything like that. Some of you may have dealt with people that were like that in the past, and maybe that's why this message is coming through, because your soulmate may want you to know that they're not that way. They are not the clingy type. They're not codependent in any way. Yes, they enjoy quality time and being with their partner and loving their partner, but they also know that it's important to give each other space. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing with that. We are going to go ahead and get into our homemade deck here, and let's see what comes through about who your soulmate is. Okay, for pile number 2, please, Spirit. Pile number 2. What can you tell us? Who is pile 2's soulmate, please? Who is pile 2's soulmate? Who is pile 2's soulmate? Okay, so we have Pisces energy coming through. We did have Pisces with the moon. So this person could be a Pisces or have Pisces in their chart, or that could be your energy as well. Who is pile 2's soulmate, please, Spirit? Pile 2's soulmate. We have small nose. This person could have a small nose. Who is pile 2's soulmate, Spirit? We have moves fast, okay? Moves fast. This person is going to want to move things fast once you get to a certain point. Like I said, when you first meet this person, I still think that there's going to be like this confusion about like how they feel, because I don't feel like they lay all their cards out on the table from the very beginning. But I think once feelings have been talked about and a relationship has been established, things are going to move very, very fast. I also see that this person is just very like energetic. They have a lot of energy and they're constantly like go, 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 wanting to grow, wanting to achieve their goals, wanting to expand in their life. So for pile 2, who's pile 2 soulmate, please, Spirit? Okay, so we have average lips. Who is pile number 2 soulmate, Spirit? All right, so we have triangle face. So this person could have a triangle face shape. We have pale skin tone. Who is pile number 2's soulmate, Spirit? Oh, okay. So we have words of affirmation. So this person's love language could be words of affirmation. Who is pile number 2's? Whoops. Okay, so we have ginger hair. This person could be a ginger. For some of you, this person could dye their hair, though. Like, they could dye their hair ginger. Oh, okay. Whoa. This is way too many. We're going to put that back. We're going to get one more. And this pile number 2's soulmate, please. One more, please, Spirit. Who is pile 2's soulmate? One more. Thank you. We have cuddles. Yeah. So like kind of going back to this card, like I feel like this person enjoys cuddles and you know, the physical intimacy. This person really likes to be close, but they also really enjoy their space as well. Bottom of the deck, we have oval face. So this person could have a triangle shaped face or an oval shaped face. So yeah, pile number 2. That is all I have for you today. I want to thank you so much for being here with me today, for clicking on this video and watching it to the end. If you enjoyed the reading, please be sure to drop a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye! Hi pile 3, welcome to your reading. In today's reading, we are going to be looking at who your soulmate is. We are first going to take a look at your soulmate's personality. Then we're going to see how you will recognize them. Then we're going to look at what's going to be going on in your life when you meet them. And then we will be pulling a message from your soulmate that they want you to know at this time. At the end of your reading, we are going to be pulling from my homemade deck here, which includes physical attributes, additional personality traits, zodiac signs, potential occupations. So we are going to go ahead and get started for you, pile number 3. And we are going to see this person's personality first and foremost. For pile number 3, please, Spirit. There's something about the sky coming through pile 3. Like this person really likes the sky. They really like to watch sunsets or something like that. Like they're, I don't know, they like to look at the sky. Let's see. For pile number 3, please, Spirit. Pile number 3. What is pile 3's soulmate's personality like, please? Pile 3. So we have the 9 of Gems, which is the 9 of Pentacles with independence. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the 5 of Wings, which is the 5 of Swords with defeat. Okay. I'm kind of getting that this person could be like a little bit of a loner. I mean, obviously with independence here, this is someone who's very independent. I think especially in terms of their material world, their finances, career, they're very stable. Okay. They have a very stable, steady income. And I think there's someone that really enjoys their independence, if I'm being honest. Like they enjoy having their own stability outside of like their parents, for example. They really like having their own. So this is someone who's a hard worker. When the two of you meet, this person is going to be in a very stable place in their life, okay? Also, signs, we have earth energy here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and we have air with the 5 of Wings. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Okay. So yeah, very like stable, solid person, very independent person. This is not someone who's codependent, okay? I think that they honestly do really value their independence. They like having their own sense of stability here. Now with this Five of Swords energy defeat, I think that this person is someone who has experienced a lot of, well, I won't say necessarily a lot, but there's someone who's definitely had their fair share of setbacks. They've had certain experiences in their life that have maybe left them feeling defeated, but this is something that they've always pushed through. They've always worked through. Underneath that, we do have the Three of Wings, which is the Three of Swords with sorrow. So this person may, when it comes to love specifically, have experienced a lot of sadness and heartbreak and possibly even betrayal when it comes to love. So this person may not have been like dating around a lot. They could have just been solely focused on their career because they don't want to get their heart broken again. They may, you know, when you meet them, they may be someone who's been feeling very defeated when it comes to love and romance. So they've kind of just been putting their all into their career, into their material world, okay? Yeah, I definitely feel like they've been hurt and they've experienced their fair share of setbacks. And, you know, they've experienced setbacks even when it comes to like their career and their goals and things like that. But they just kind of keep pushing through, you know, they just keep pushing through. They keep striving. They keep growing. And that's how they've ended up in this Nine of Pentacles energy of someone who is enjoying the fruits of their labor, someone who's really stable and solid. And they have a lot going for them. But when it comes to love, they feel defeated, you know, that is the best way to put it. And I think that this is someone who maybe can get in their head a lot with this sword energy, because the swords are all about, or the air energy is all about like our minds and our intellect. This is someone who's very intelligent, but sometimes they can be like overly analytical and rational at times, which I think kind of plays a part in this person's feeling of defeat when it comes to love. And you know, that mindset or that energy, that emotion is so common in so many people, because so many people get hurt in love and end up feeling like love is dead, you know. And I honestly don't feel like this person feels like love is dead. It's more so like they just don't know how this is going to work out for them. Like they don't know how finding love is going to pan out for them. And I think that they just kind of gave up putting their effort into that for the time being and just solely focused on their material world and their career and all of that. I feel like this person lives a pretty just like a normal life. Like there's nothing like too crazy that this person is doing. I feel like they have a set routine. I feel like there's someone, you know, they get up at a certain time and they go to work, they come home, they might go to the gym, and they kind of just do their thing every day. They don't feel like they go out and party too often, if at all. They're kind of just in their zone, working on themselves, building themselves up. They're not someone that's like, you know, doing too much. And it's not that this person is boring. I think that they've just been really focused on just building themselves up, you know, and they haven't really been giving love much attention. Okay. When the two of you meet, this person would have been single for quite a while, kind of just living on their own, doing their own thing, keeping themselves company. You know, this person might not have like a whole lot of friends either. Like they might have a few close friends, but I don't feel like they have a huge social circle necessarily. They just really value their independence, you know. So I want to go ahead and get into how you'll recognize who this person is. So let's see. I'm also getting the message with that Five of Swords that this person may have dealt with a lot of people in past relationships that were very like argumentative and always trying to butt heads with them, and they just got sick and tired of it. And so that's part of the reason why they just decided to focus on themselves, because they couldn't deal with the stress that their previous relationships were bringing into their life. This person feels like they just really like peace and calm. They don't like drama. And so that's kind of the reason why they keep to themselves as well. They keep their social circle very, very small. They're very selective about the people that they let into their life, because they don't do drama. They don't like drama. They've dealt with that in the past. And I'm hearing your soulmate is saying, I'm too grown for that. I'm too grown to deal with the drama and the pettiness and the immaturity. Like they don't like that. They don't deal with that. So I do feel like this is someone who's also very mature. Also someone who's very like grounded, you know, very grounded in reality. So yeah, let's see how you'll recognize this person. For pile number 3, please, Spirit. Pile number 3. How will pile 3 recognize their soulmate, please? How will pile number 3 recognize their soulmate? So we have the Ace of Wings, the Ace of Swords with Triumph. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Shells. Wow. 3 of Cups with Celebration. This person, when you meet them, is going to be... Well, first of all, triumph and celebration. This person is going to be going through like a major up-leveling in their life, or they're going to have just achieved something really, really great in their life when you meet them, possibly. Or like that's one way that you'll recognize this person, is that they're very successful. Okay, even if they're not necessarily going through this when you meet them, like you're going to see them and know that they're very successful. That's one way that you'll recognize this person. The Ace of Swords is a card of clarity. It's a card of like an epiphany. So it almost kind of just feels like you just suddenly know that this person is your soulmate, or you kind of just suddenly recognize that there's something with this person kind of like out of the blue. The Three of Cups is telling me that for some of you, you could start out as friends with this person, and then maybe it grows into more, and then that's when this epiphany happens, and you're like, oh shoot, I actually kind of have feelings for this person. For some of you, that could be the case as well. With celebration here, the Three of Cups is normally depicted as like 3 people celebrating, right? And this can indicate community and other people kind of being around. So when you meet this person, it could be in like a community setting. Like there could be other people around when you meet this person. You could be meeting this person at like a party or a celebration or something like that. Or there's something that's really exciting and really positive that could be happening when you meet this person that's going to help you recognize who this person is. It feels like the energy when you meet them is going to be very, very positive. Like something big just happened, some kind of victory, some kind of achievement may have just happened when you meet this person. Or like that's kind of like this energy of this person. Like there's someone who is victorious, triumphant in their life. But once again, there is that feeling that some of you could start off as friends, and then suddenly you kind of realize that there's more that you feel for this person. It's like a sudden epiphany. It's like a light bulb going off, that you feel more for this person. And it's a transformation of your feelings for this person with this butterfly. I'm being told it's like it develops over time. So it kind of feels like it's not going to be like a sudden thing. Like the previous 2 piles, it was like there's that sudden initial attraction from the very beginning. There's that passionate energy from the very beginning. For you, pile 3, I think this is something that grows and evolves over a certain period of time. It kind of transforms, and then it just kind of hits you out of nowhere that you have feelings for this person, or you feel a certain way for this person, and that's more than just friendly, you know? But yeah, I do feel like you and this person will have some sort of like a friendship or some sort of a bond already. There's a very lighthearted energy with that Three of Cups. And I feel like, yeah, there could be other people around. Like this is someone in a friend group or something like that, or you know this person in a community setting or in a setting where there's other people around, and it just kind of hits you. Yeah, and I feel like the community setting that you're going to be in is one that's fairly positive. Like, it doesn't feel like a negative space where there's like a bunch of negative people, negative, miserable people. It feels like it's a pretty like upbeat, high vibe sort of an energy here. So I want to go ahead and see what's going to be going on in your life when you meet your soulmate. For pile number 3, please, Spirit, what's going to be going on in pile number 3's life when they meet their soulmate, please? What's going to be going on in pile number 3's life when they meet their soulmate? So we have Temperance with Patience. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Sun with Support. Wow. Okay. When you meet this person, you're going to be in a phase of like possibly coming out of a phase of healing, or you're kind of in a phase of healing where things are starting to look up in your life, or you're starting to feel more positive about your life. With Patience being here, I mean, Temperance is a card of patience, but it's also a card of healing. And with the Sun being at the bottom of the deck, I feel like you're going to meet this person when you're coming out of, I'm hearing a dark night of the soul, but it can also just be a very like grueling healing and transformative process. So depending on where you're at in your life right now, pile 3, some of you could be in the beginning stages of a healing journey. Others of you could be at the tail end of a major healing journey or cycle here. I feel like when you meet this person, you're going to be feeling a lot more positive about your life, about where you're headed, and there is just this overall sense of just being grateful for your existence is what's coming through. And I think that this comes after a time period where you may have been feeling really depressed, really sad, really just in the dark, okay? And it's like you're coming out of a time period where you're in the darkness and you're feeling those depressing feelings, honestly, and you're coming into the light when you meet this person. You're going to be feeling a lot more optimistic. After a time of difficulty, you're going to be feeling more supported by the universe. You're going to just be feeling so good, so good, so vibrant, so energized, I feel. And I feel like this healing process would have been something that takes a really long time with Patience. Like you were going through this process for potentially years, and it's like finally you're getting to the other side and you're feeling more positive, more optimistic, more full of life. And I'm being told it might literally be sunny when you meet this person. The sun might be shining, and maybe the temperature's feeling warmer, and you're overall just feeling really good when you meet this person. And I'm also kind of getting this vibe with Patience here that you might not even necessarily be looking for love when you meet this person. You might just be kind of enjoying the present moment, and you're like, when it happens, it's gonna happen. I feel like you're not going to feel desperate for love. Like there's just this feeling of it'll happen when it happens. Right now I'm just enjoying my life. I'm enjoying the present moment. I'm healing, and that's kind of the energy that you're going to be in when you meet this person. An energy of patience and healing and contentment and gratitude, happiness, fulfillment, positivity. You're just feeling more content and optimistic about the future. But like I said, also you're not desperate for anything or anyone to happen or to come into your life, You're kind of just like, it'll happen when it's time. So I want to go ahead and see a message from your soulmate that they want to tell you right now. For pile 3, please, Spirit, pile number 3. What message does pile number 3's soulmate have for pile 3, please? What message does pile 3's soulmate have for pile 3 at this time? What do they want to say to them? What do they want them to know? We have the Queen of Gems, the Nurturer. This is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Tower, Crisis. Okay. So this person wants you to know this is about your relationship, okay? This is the message that's coming through is about like the future when the two of you are together and you have this relationship that's already established. This is someone who is going to love, love, love you, pile 3. Okay, first of all, they want you to know they are going to love you. They are going to adore you. They are going to nurture you. They are going to put all of their time and energy into you because you are their one true love. Okay, that's coming through very, very strongly. Like I said, I feel like this person would have been very like single for a while. Like they're not interested in anyone that's around them because they're full of drama and pettiness, and they don't want to give their time and energy to those people. So when they meet you, they want you to know that they are going to give you all of the time and attention and love and care that you deserve. This is someone who's going to nurture you, someone who's going to care for you, someone who's going to support you and love you the way that you deserve. And one message that they want to get through to you with the Tower energy here is through any kind of trials and tribulations and sudden changes that may occur, because I mean, that's a part of life. And sometimes this can be like emotional upheavals as well, you know, when you're just kind of going through things internally. No matter what, your soulmate wants you to know that they will always be there to support you. They will always be there to help you. They will always be there to love you, even through times of hardship, times of crisis, times of uncertainty. They want you to know that they're in this for the long run, that they're not going to run away when things get hard. As a matter of fact, when things get hard, they're only going to want to pull you closer and hold you tighter. They just want you to know that this is a relationship that can definitely stand the test of time, and it will, because they're willing to put in that time, that energy, and that effort to make sure that this is a relationship that will last. And, you know, for some of you, that might be like music to your ears, of course, especially if you're someone who has dealt with people in the past that haven't really shown that same energy to you. Like maybe you've dated people that would run away at the first sign of trouble, or people that would try and just like act like the problems weren't there, and they try and deflect. And you know, your soulmate wants you to know that that's not who they are. They're going to put in that time and that dedication and that effort, even through the hard times, especially through the hard times, because a couple that fights together stays together is what they're saying. Yeah. So I want to go ahead and get into, we're going to pull one oracle card here. This will be either a message from spirit regarding this connection, or this will be a message from your soulmate that they want you to know. So let's see for pile 3, please, spirit. What does pile 3 need to know regarding their soulmate? What does pile 3 need to know regarding their soulmate connection, please? Oh. Okay. So this is the card. I definitely feel like this is someone who's going to want to hold you close, pile 3. So it says, beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Okay, you two could be mirroring each other for sure. With this message coming through, you could be mirroring each other. I think that the two of you may have a lot of like similarities, whether it's good or bad. I think that the two of you have a lot of like similarities that sometimes could prove to be difficult, especially if it's more negative traits with that Tower energy. But even so, this is something that you're gonna be able to work through it with this person. Like any kind of hardship or challenge that you may face with this person, because maybe the two of you are reflecting things back to each other that you haven't been able to work on independently. You're going to be able to work through that together. I feel like this is a relationship that's going to really help you grow and transform and become the best versions of yourselves. I keep being drawn back to this butterfly on this card. Like the overall energy that I'm picking up on is like transformation. This is a relationship that's going to help both of you transform and transmute alchemize pain and turn it into positivity. And I think that the two of you are definitely going to learn and grow a lot together. Yeah, the two of you, I definitely feel like are mirroring each other in certain ways for sure. There's something about that, like when you look at this person, you're kind of looking at your own reflection in a way, which can be both positive, but also a little bit challenging at times, like I said, because sometimes there are certain things within ourselves that we need to work through, and this relationship is going to kind of reflect that back to you and vice versa. But I think that this is something that the two of you are going to work through gracefully together, because once again, this person doesn't do drama. They don't do pettiness. They don't do any of that. Okay. This person's very mature, very intelligent. And so as long as you're kind of meeting them where they are, I think that you won't have really any problems in this relationship, in this connection, pile 3, if I'm being honest. Okay, I want to go ahead and get into our homemade deck here, and let's pull some cards to see what else we can get about who your soulmate is. For pile 3, please, Spirit, who is pile 3's soulmate? What can you tell us about who this person is? So we have inquisitive. This person is inquisitive, okay? This person asks a lot of questions, all right? They love to ask questions. They're a very curious person. We have small nose. This person may have a small nose. Who is pile 3's soulmate, Spirit? Who is pile 3's soulmate, please? All right. Oh, okay. So we have a spiritual connection. Obviously, this is your soulmate here. I'm also kind of being told that there might be like telepathy between the two of you as well. We also have romantic. So this person is going to be very romantic with you. Okay, I definitely feel like this person's very nurturing, very caring. I feel like this person's going to love to like hold your hand or like always like touch you in a very loving way. For pile 3, please, Spirit, who is pile 3's soulmate? So we have a diamond face shape. So they may have a diamond face. And I'm also hearing like Shine Bright Like a Diamond by Rihanna. Like we're beautiful like diamonds in the sky. And like how I was saying earlier, there's something about the sky. This person really likes the sky, the sunset, or like the stars. I'm also seeing that you just might really like their face. You might find this person very, very physically attractive. For pile 3, please, Spirit. Pile number 3. Who is pile number 3's soulmate? So we have close to family. So they probably have a very good relationship with their family. They're very close to their family. So we have the same height as you. So they might be around the same height as you. There's not like a significant height difference if there is one. Who is pile number 3's soulmate? Who is pile 3's soulmate, Spirit? We have a triangle face shape, and we'll get one more. Who is pile number 3's soulmate, please? Okay. And we have big eyes. So this person might have very big eyes. Well, not very big, but you know what I mean, big eyes. There's something about these eyes that are very captivating, I feel. Bottom of the deck, we have not experienced. So what I'm getting with this, once again, I feel like this person would have been single for a while when the two of you meet. That doesn't necessarily mean that they've never been in a relationship, but I think that they would have been out of the dating game for a little while. So it's going to kind of be like they're navigating dating, or even just dating seriously. Like it might have been that they just had like a few flings, you know, and it never really went anywhere serious. So this might be like their first serious relationship. So pile number 3, I'm going to go ahead and leave this reading here for you. I want to thank you so much for being here with me today, for clicking on this video and watching it to the end. If you enjoyed the reading, please be sure to drop a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!